Katsucon is a late winter convention that happens in the Maryland area right outside of DC. If you're a cosplayer, you might have heard of this convention as it's gotten quite a legacy over the last half a decade or so for cosplayers, but the convention has a lot more than what I see talked about on social media. This con has gotten a reputation for a couple things. One, it is the convention to go and see and be seen if you're a cosplayer. This is where you bring your big builds, your most elaborate costumes, and you go to show those off and to meet others who might want to be doing the same thing. Flip side of that, it's also kind of infamously a party con. A lot of cons end up with rumors and stories and things floating around about things that happen at them, but those seem to happen more often at Katsucon than some other cons. And there's reasons for that, which I'll get into later, but to start out with, I wanted to take you guys with me on my first year going back since 2019 to Katsucon, show you guys what that experience was like so you can get a little bit more insight for yourself on what it's like and whether you'd want to go. All that is to say, let's go to Maryland. People already in cosplay. Look at them go. Glass. Sean, where's Sean?
I've never played Final Fantasy.
Oh. This is spooky.
There, it's spooky right there.
Right there.
Right there.
We're trying to do math to find out if his torso matches up with his body and his face and see if they're all the same. Some people are saying that the torso should be smaller. Kylie thinks the torso should be longer. Heather thinks the torso should be smaller. You got it, Jess, come on. Oh!
Oh my, you're getting closer every time.
Are you further away or farther?
You're extending.
Oh my god, Jess, that was like inches.
You're fresh, Jess, I can see it.
Don't be afraid of success, Jess.
I feel like that was first. Jump around. Jump up and get down.
Wow, you're really pulling the 90s hip hop today.
It is Friday of the con. We're going to get our badges and we are praying that the line is not super long. It's been a couple years since I've been back, so I do not currently know the situation. We'll find out. There is, in fact, a lot of line. I was given a candy from a really cute Laudna. I think their username is Glitchy Rogue. Thank you, Glitchy Rogue. I'm going to eat this candy right now. hear anything I'm saying. It is so loud out here. But we are up by the gazebo, just hanging out, watching people. We're seeing some very cool cosplays. This is my favorite part of Katsucon, is just getting to watch all of the people. So we've got a couple things to do in like an hour and a half, and then we're going to the Mario meetup. So we are currently headed down to go look at the Cosplay Met Gala. This is an event put on by Cowbutt Crunchies that's like cosplay answer to like the exaggerated costuming at the Met Gala. We were supposed to do a group for it, and then we got the day wrong, so we're just gonna go and spectate. There's supposed to be kind of like a makers meet at the end after everyone does their like runways, so I'm excited to go talk to some people. But yeah, we're just headed down. We just spent some time in a friend's room for a little bit. Oh god, I think my wig's starting to pull back, but let's go. That's my boy! That's my boy! We're in the scary stairwell right now because the elevators are just straight up taking 1 million years. I don't know if there's something like broken in them or if they're just like really high traffic, probably a little bit of both. So instead, we're in this spooky ass alleyway. I think we clipped into, oh no.
Oh god.
Oh, the door's locked.
Nope, that doesn't go, that's locked. And this is mechanical.
So is it that one? Yes. Oh, but it's cold. Oh, excuse us, I am so sorry. We made it. Day 2 of the convention. I'm extremely blue. And also, I have a boy.
That's my wife.
She's so tall. I'm wearing very large platform shoes. Let me see if I can hike this up. Oh, no, that was bad.
I know, I got it for Christmas.
What are those? What are those?
That was very uninspired.
I haven't put my gloves on yet because I'm waiting for the rest of the group to be finished. But once we do that, we're gonna go downstairs and hang out. Actually have a photo shoot today, so we're gonna do that as well. So
We're
squinty.
vlogging. We're staring into the sun and we're vlogging.
Hi.
Yay.
Hi.
We're vlogging. We're vlogging. Wave to the camera.
Oh God, help me.
Gotta go keep taking photos. Take the phone back, Sean.
Okay. Hey, it's Sean. Well, remember to hit that like and subscribe button. I'm vlogging. She handed it to me while it was recording. Say hi, Amy.
Yeah. Things are starting to break apart. Burger thief! Unbelievable. It is a beautiful Sunday of Katsucon. We just got done with a photo shoot. I am so very, very, very large. I can't even get my full head in the shot. The water is wonderful. There is very, very little wind today. There we go. And I am extremely, extremely, extremely thankful that the weather is not big garbage butts, because it was last year and I was not looking forward to that.
Big garbage.
Oh god, going up these stairs is really hard. Anyways, we're gonna head up to the gazebo, hang out for a few minutes, see if we can see anything,
I don't know if I can carry
and
you
then
up
got
these.
another photo shoot.
Oh.
Back out on the floor for costume 2. We're running late to the photo shoot because I have chronic tardiness issues.
Oh, definitely gotta get the furry dockies. One, two, three. Can you say that into my little
Hey Heather. We're headed out for last night for special birthday dinner for Pink Girl.
Did those other people vlogging remind you to vlog?
Yeah.
God, it was probably like last. It was maybe like a year ago at this point.
3, start.
And that's Katsucon. This convention is complicated. If you want the perspective of someone who's been going to this con for a long time, I highly recommend checking out Lizard Lee's video on Katsucon. They give a lot more insight into the inner workings of how it's evolved over time, what that experience is like, and also have more perspective coming from a northern Atlantic perspective. As someone from the South, the convention scene down here can be a little bit different, and I'm not sure how much of my experience is affected by that lens that I'm looking through. So, a lot of people ask the question, should I go to Katsucon? And that is a really complicated question to answer. My honest truth is, I don't think you need to go. If you're someone who is not easily able to get to that area, if it's more than a 5-hour drive for you, or you would need to take a plane, honestly, I don't think it's worth it, except for very specific groups of people. If you're someone who has a lot of friends going already, and you know that you're going to be able to have a lot of fun with those friends, it might be worth going. If you're someone who really values getting to meet other makers, other people who have big elaborate costumes, and you value that interaction between makers, it might also be a good opportunity for you. But if you're going because you want to get cosplay famous, if you're going because you've got a lot of FOMO but not for anything in specific, if you're going because you feel like you have to get a picture in the gazebo, it's really not worth it. Katsucon is a cool convention, and I think if you've got the means and the money and it's not going to put any financial hardship on you, it might be worth going to at least once to try it. But as far as cons go, it's not that great. The programming is mediocre at best. The 2 years I've gone, I didn't go to a single panel. The Dealer's Hall and Artist's Alley are fine, but they're not $500 per person hotel room fine, if that makes sense. Everything about Katsucon is extremely expensive. If you have to come in from out of town, a plane ticket racks up money, first of all, especially if you're coming from a place that doesn't have a big centralized airport. The hotel itself is astronomically expensive. The Gaylord, which is where Katsucon is hosted, is easily $400 to $500 a person, depending on how many people you fit in your room. I don't like hotel room packing, which is kind of a thing that a lot of people do. I hard max out at 5 people in a room, and even then, the Gaylord for Thursday through Monday departure was almost $500 per person just to stay in the hotel. And there's alternatives, of course. National Harbor, where it's hosted, has other hotels in the area, but they're also going to be very expensive, and the commute between them is not easy, which brings up the other thing that I have some issues with. If you're from New England, you are more built for this weather than maybe I as a Floridian am. But the weather for Katsucon is extremely, extremely unpredictable. This year it was beautiful. The cherry blossoms were blooming early. It was 65 degrees during the daytime. The wind was bad, but spotty at best and wasn't a constant issue. But last year, people practically got lifted off the ground and thrown into the harbor. It was so windy, and it was freezing. In 2019, when I went, I couldn't be outside for more than about 10 minutes. It was absolutely frigid, and if you're in a cosplay, it can be really hard to plan around that kind of thing. Especially now that we're in the, post-COVID environment of cons. If you're the kind of person that doesn't feel comfortable taking your mask off inside, having bad weather can really limit where you're able to take your mask off if you only feel comfortable taking it off outside. If Katsucon is your favorite convention, that's great. I'm super happy for you. It's an awesome con. I've now gone twice, and I had a great time both years. But I think knowing what you're getting into when you go makes a huge difference. In 2019, I really pushed myself with what I wanted to get done for Katsucon because I felt a lot of pressure to have the big costumes and to perform well and to be up to snuff with all of the other cosplayers. And I ended up pulling a couple really late nights before the con, and it did not do well for me. I ended up super dehydrated, health warnings about eyes and bodily functions here. If anyone's grossed out by that, I'll try and put a time to skip stamp for when you should skip to. But if I'm being honest, I was so dehydrated that I almost got a UTI, and because I was so dehydrated, my eyes weren't lubricating themselves the way they were supposed to, and my contacts popped out on the convention floor. I had to sit in the corner of the room while I waited for my boyfriend to bring me my contact lens case because I didn't know what to do with them. At the end of the con, I also had one of the worst periods I've ever had in my entire life. And I think that that is entirely due to the strain of the days leading up, the poor health that I took care of myself in while I was at the con, and just generally things not being good for me. This year, I was a lot more careful. I made sure I stayed hydrated more often. I made sure I was eating a lot more, being a lot more mindful of those kinds of things. But even then, doing those things is expensive, and that's another issue I actually have with Katsucon, going back to the hotel thing. Food is hard to get a hold of. There's a mini fridge in the rooms, but there's no, like, easy access grocery store in National Harbor. National Harbor is designed to be a resort town, so people go here for vacations. They're trying to wring as much money out of you as they can, so there's a ton of restaurants, but they're all $20+ a plate for entrees. There's a CVS, so if you're cool surviving on instant oatmeal and Starbucks prepackaged coffee drinks, that's fine. But if you need more than that, which I do for my own health, it can get really, really expensive. So, to summarize all of this, if you are not in a place to take on a decent financial hit, don't go to Katsucon. If you are going because you enjoy con activities like dealers halls, panels, those kinds of things, probably not worth your time. If you're going because you just love being around big groups of people, excellent. Great con for that. Katsucon is always packed because there's so many people always in the lobby spaces. In essence, just make sure you know what you want before you go to this con. It's not gonna be the con for everyone, and the FOMO should not be the only thing motivating you to go. There's tons of other cons. You know, I mostly know about ones in the Southeast because that's where I'm based, but if you want to try other cons and you're from the East Coast, some of my favorites in the past have been Holiday Matsuri, which is in December, Anime Weekend Atlanta, which is usually on Halloween weekend. That's another great con. And you know, honestly, I'm getting to the point where I don't want to keep going back to the same cons. I want to try new things, so I'm looking for more cons in the Northeast, maybe trying more down here in the South, traveling a little bit more for them and going to fewer of them. I used to go to a lot more per year. This year I'm hoping to go to Otakon this summer, which is also going to be up in New England. But if you liked this video, leave a comment, leave a like, tell me what you think, if you have any cons that you like to go to. If you do like this content, I'd be happy to make more vlogs / reviews of cons that I go to in the future, help you guys make your decision on what you think it's worth. But thank you guys so much again for watching. I hope you have a great day and a lovely spring, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!